So I've never heard anyone describe bonobo as elevator music ever.
I'm sorry.
Ever. Who is this girl? Welcome to the show, guys. Vaughn Joseph here. It's Thoughts from LA to the UK. We're finally on. I've got with me a panel of all new people. Well, not all new people, sorry. Almost all. Well, two new people. I can't count. So anyway, Liam, welcome back. Mr. Ace Threads. How's life treating you?
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute,
while.
huh?
I've missed you.
Missed me. I feel so special now. I feel so special.
Sweet.
When I saw you in the cinema, as in like on screen, not in the cinema.
Oh no!
And I was like,
with his popcorn.
Jesus, yeah.
No.
I wasn't ready for that. Caught me off guard, but no, yeah, it was nice.
All 5 seconds of me on screen. So
Yeah.
we appreciate the support. Hopefully, we have some more film stuff for you with a little more length. Mr. Lorraine, stand-up comedian, joining us today, and I've got Miss Mary Louise Chandler, presenter, talent management. Everybody on the other side of the table is like balling except me. I'm the only one that's I'm just a host, and thanks for watching. I have to invite other people in because I know you guys get bored listening to just me talk. So anyway, today's sponsors, Dirty Lemon. You guys go out and check out Dirty Lemon. Their motto, we approve of real life, of real food, and real behavior. We know the small indulgences every day are good for sanity. We believe that spontaneity should be valued and a little mischief made. Above all, we know that balance is key. Dirty Lemon, you guys, their goal is to help with beverages that tip the scales in your favor. I had some of these amazing detox drinks. They were fabulous. Check them out at dirtylemon.com or Facebook, Dirty Lemon Beverages. So, I was flipping through Twitter the other day. Let's just get right into it. There's no point in beating around the bush. And I was sitting at the airport. I was on my way back from Italy, and I was bored. And I was going through old stuff, and I come across Monica Lewinsky. You always got to stop when you see Monica Lewinsky, you know. So she tweeted Me Too, and I didn't even know this until just a couple days ago. And this was back in October. So we all know what this whole Me Too movement is. And she says that she was sexually assaulted as well. She was the one that had a career made out of doing what she did.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I don't know. What are your thoughts on this? As women, that's really why, because we're just here to just
make up the numbers.
to balance. We're just here to balance. So
represent the bad gender in this situation.
Exactly.
Well, personally, in my late teens and 20s, I was a lot slimmer than I am now, and I was actually a model. I was a fashion model, and I was starting out, and you're very keen to gain approval from these wonderful photographers and people who could help your career to further. And I had a few odd situations where things were said to me that you wouldn't expect to be said, and you are put in a situation where you do feel uncomfortable. And I could see how if someone was young and impressionable and someone in a position of power that could help their career could feel intimidated, awkward, and maybe feel like that was their only option to agree to something. I didn't do that myself, but I could see how that could happen. I did have a photographer push himself upon me at a photo shoot when I was only 17, and that was actually quite scary. I memean, now if it happened, he'd just be on the floor, it'd be one kick to the groin and they'd be down, But at that age, you kind of, everything's wonderful in this glamorous industry. And, I was a smart girl, but I was in some ways quite naive. I wasn't very street smart, shall we say.
Yeah.
So I felt taken advantage of.
Why do you think it's happening like so much now? Why is everybody coming out with it now? Was it like they were waiting on Bill Cosby or something to get?
Well, I don't know about if it's him specifically, but I mean,
I think it just takes probably you can only be pushed to a certain extent, and then you reach that point where you cannot take anymore, and all of a sudden, quite a lot of people are coming out with the same thing, which kind of probably for me shows that it's been going on for quite a while and nobody
Yeah.
has had the courage to speak about it. But I think once one person has sort of like had that courage, then everybody else feels they can actually
It's like a
come
snowball
out.
effect, isn't
exactly.
it?
It's like a domino effect.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
Everybody can come out and say exactly how they've, been in that position and what's happened to them. Well, obviously some people are just hashtagging Me Too without being specific, so it kind of leaves the question as to what exactly happened. And then I think there's part of it where people are a little bit dismissive about it, where it's as though I don't know where I was reading that men can no longer approach women, otherwise it's going to be a hashtag Me Too. It's not. I don't think it's necessarily the case. So it's not as though as a man you're no longer allowed to pursue a woman you're interested in. Otherwise, she's going to be hashtagging, Me Too.
Well, I think we have to be careful, though. I mean, they might be.
No, it's not. It's not that per
Well,
se.
some women might be. But
Right. So then how?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
then you
where how do
stay
we
away
know?
from them.
How do we know who to approach and who do I want to take that risk?
Hey, I wouldn't want to be a man in this day and age with all that to be honest with you, it must be difficult.
Because if you are someone who's powerful and you're in a position of power, but obviously this it's not like this has obviously been happening and it's been bad, and it's the best thing that the women, even if it's late, that they're doing it and they're saying it and the people are being held to account.
Yep.
But then some guys might be out there now thinking where they're thinking, I'm in a situation of power, I think this woman might be coming on to me and I want to make a move on her. Obviously there's more appropriate ways of doing it and inappropriate ways of doing it, but sometimes a situation could just be misjudged because this movement is moving in a certain way that a guy can get caught in.
You're moaning like you don't agree.
Well, it's not that I don't agree. I just think that's always been the case. Men can put their foot in it all through the ages. They can, misjudge things and often do. But so do women.
Yeah.
I mean, there are women out there that are pretty ballsy and will ask guys out and intimidate men. I'm not one of them, I hope. No, but there are. So, I mean, I do think it works both ways. But specifically with this, I think I'm wondering if some of it is because some of the people that are speaking about it now, whilst they are different ages, I could be wrong. I'll stand corrected if some of them are sort of maybe late 30s, early 40s, and maybe it happened in the past when they were younger, they didn't feel confident enough, and women do become more confident generally, it's a generalization, in their 30s and 40s than they are in their 20s. That's often the way. I know I have, and maybe that's also given them more confidence and power to actually speak out, and then when one does it, then another one. And also, these industries are very linked.
Exactly.
And, pretty much everyone knows everyone, and once they, did you hear so-and-so spoke? Well, actually, that happened to me. And it, as we said before, the domino snowball effect thing.
Yeah.
So, as far as a guy not being able to approach someone, I think you should, whether this kind of thing's happening or not, you should always be very mindful of how you approach a woman if you're approaching the right woman. I mean, I would have...
No, I agree. I don't disagree. I just think that it'd be the way we approach women has to change now because it's not the same.
Yes.
I can't talk to you the same way that I could talk to you even just 2 years ago because everything is misconstrued as you can make it out to be whatever you want now.
But isn't that the same with many PC things, be it about gender, race, men, women? And isn't that the case that people often feel like they're walking on eggshells when this kind of thing blows up? They feel like that, and then hopefully it will just calm down a bit and dissipate, or will it make us more aware, more thoughtful? Does it have to be a negative thing?
It is a negative thing.
But I think I think the whole thing, as far as from my point of view, just probably depends on the approach, really. If you're, expressing that, you may like somebody, if you're just saying, I really like you, blah, 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 that's different from, I want to take you and do
hey, baby.
X, Y, Z, hey, baby, this, that, and the other. And when this person says, they're not interested, and then you just keep, on their case, then that, I think kind of leads you on the other side of the fence where you're actually harassing whoever it may be. But if you express, that you fancy, whoever it is, and you start that conversation. Whereas if they actually say, you know, they're not interested, but you keep bombarding them with whatever it is, then I think, you know, that's when you get on the other side of the fence.
That's harassment.
That's, you know, harassment.
It's like your inbox on Facebook. I mean, I don't know if this happens to you guys. What kind of things you get delivered to your inbox from female admirers? But I know I have some interesting photos.
You can forward those to anybody else out there that's got interesting photos that are being sent to you via Facebook. You can send those to info@v3tv.uk, or you can send them directly to me.
Really?
Do you want those?
I was going to say they're all men. Can I say the word?
Yeah.
Can I say the word?
What, cock?
Dick pics. I'm getting dick pics. You really want those, Vaughan?
No.
Things you get delivered to your inbox from female admirers. But
That's what I thought she was saying.
Well, I don't know what she meant.
I was
in
confused as to
her
why
inbox?
you were just suddenly straight on there
Very
and send them
keen,
to
wasn't he? Wasn't he?
Anyway, don't send that shit to me. It's just titties or something like that.
No one
Fire
sent
away.
me those. Just,
but that's the kind of pictures that or emails or friend requests that I get. So that's that's what I thought you meant. So yeah, porn stars want to be my friends on
very nice
Facebook. So I think there's a fine line though. I mean, you said something about you know, how you approach and keep pursuing somebody and something like that. That's one scenario. Okay, so anything can happen, and then it can be misconstrued as, you know, an unwanted advance. I mean, there's this certain level of nuance that takes place between two people while you're out that is unspoken.
Yes.
And then I'm obviously assuming
chemistry.
When we get back to my house, you're at my house.
Yeah.
Okay?
Exactly.
This is not... We've gone back to the office, and then I'm on top of you. We came back from lunch. We're at my house.
But they might have wanted to just Netflix and chill.
See, no.
You need to have a...
Now, hold on. Is that a man's thought pattern, or is that...
I don't even know... I don't even know what that means anymore. So I don't even think people do that anymore. Do
they not?
I don't think so. Anyway, so
I do.
I don't even know what it means. It's one of those things where it's just like I don't even touch it. So I hear it and I leave it. Just like this whole Pokemon thing that took place last year. I hear it, I leave it. I don't need to know anything about it other than I'm not interested in it. So all I'm saying is like if somebody is a celebrity, for example, like Kobe Bryant plays basketball for the LA Lakers at the time he did, and he's in Colorado, and this girl that works at the hotel goes back to his hotel room at 2:00 in the morning, and then she's I was just making sure you had, you know, turn down service showed up before you took the room or whatever.
And I just happened to be topless.
You know, but now, you know, she's just trying to get paid, so there's all these things that happen. So how do we even know?
But there's always been gold diggers. There's always been girls that sell their stories.
But it's like season for that now.
Oh yeah,
it's now if you're just almost in the right place at the right time. If you play it right, you can take someone.
If you knew somebody was somewhere, like I do some acting, so I was on set with whatever actress, and then nobody else was in that area where we were. I can say that I was there, she was there, and then I can say she did whatever, which isn't going to be very believable from me. If it's, you know, the flip side, and it's a woman saying and he, you know,
that's true.
It's going to be believable,
that's true.
to an extent. So, like you said, anybody can come up
with the whole like Wayne Rooney situation.
Which one?
No, Wayne Rooney's getting himself into these situations himself.
Which one?
Wayne Rooney is doing this to himself.
Well, the last situation.
The grandma one, or
no,
the woman where he took her home in her car,
drove the car,
drunk driving.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, she definitely was there to, you know, sell her story as well.
She's impressed,
you know.
But he is as dumb as anyone in this situation. She can get her money and she can get her 5 minutes of fame, but at the end of the day, she's the one that's probably handed him some keys and been like, "Do you want to take me home?" And he's gone, "Yeah, I'll take you home."
Yeah.
Rather than just order a taxi and at least then you take away half of your liability of stupidness. I mean, you're still stupid, but like you're not illegally stupid. But
I think a lot of celebrities do this kind of thing. They kind of like the risk element. I do think there's a bit of some of them
probably feel they're a bit untouchable as well.
Yeah.
The Weinstein thing is half of it must have been that he felt untouchable.
Totally.
Because some of the names that came out were bigger than you would expect for people to stay quiet, like Salma Hayek and people like that.
Yeah.
Whereas a name like that comes out and you think like that's a That's a big enough name that you would have thought, like, he turns up in his wardrobe game, if that is, I don't know, whatever, and she says no, but then he still gets her to do the sex scene as part of her film anyway. And you're thinking, like, dude, you were big enough to
almost
just,
big enough.
Well,
Hollywood is full of that,
but how can you not trick this guy and be like, you know what, I'll be back in 5 minutes. Just stay there in your bathrobe. I'll be back in, like, let me slip in something.
Because he's a gangster. He's been doing it for years. He knows the nuance. You can't pull that shit off on him. Because
come back with your phone, take a snap, and then you can take whatever you want of this guy.
That's what 20-year-olds do. It wouldn't work.
You can think about it, but when you're in that situation, you know, and there's somebody who's quite manipulative anyway, so he knows, you know, like I say, he knows his game, so it just happens, and then before you know it, you know, loads of people are just coming out of the woodwork, and you're thinking, whoa, it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy.
I was reading that I don't know if this who started the whole Me Too thing. So this is where I take exception to some of this. But Alyssa Milano had posted, you know, a friend of mine said that if we all said Me Too, then it would add some, you know, it will quantify, these numbers would be quantifiable, and it would add some impact to it, right? So this is what I mean by it's kind of hard to trust.
Yes, who's jumping on the bandwagon and who's just,
she's freaky. I know she is. And I'm going to put it out there. And you said, well, should I tell names? Always tell names. I don't care. I'm putting you on blast because I got, like, personal information. So I was in LA. I just got to LA and I was working on this TV show, right? And I'm not going to name names, but I'll only say Alyssa Milano's name. So I'm sitting on set and I'm talking to this woman who is an actress who used to be on a TV show with her, with Alyssa Milano. So, and we're in between takes, and I'm like, yeah, I really used to like to watch that show, Charmed, with you. You know, I'm like, what happened with, I stopped watching it for a few months. I come back, you're not on the show anymore. And she's like, goes on to tell me about Alyssa Milano and how they had to always hire new writing staff because she was sleeping with everybody. So how does somebody like that become credible? And then I get back to Michigan. This is before I moved to LA. Actually, I was just there looking for a place to live. And I'm telling my friends while we're playing golf, and I was like, yeah, Alyssa Milano, da-da-da-da. And they're like, oh, yeah, you remember Steve, right? His uncle plays for the New York Rangers, and he met her at a party at his house. He slept with her. I was like, Steve slept with her? I was like, oh, damn. Like, if Steve slept with her, then she'd been out there on the front
just because
lines.
she's an actress, if she hadn't become an actress, she still probably would have done the same kind of thing, just at a different level. She's presumably that kind of person, and that's fine for her if that's what she likes doing.
Right, but
it's it goes to the credibility issue.
Well, yeah, there obviously is none, really, unfortunately. I would question it anyway. I would question that, yeah.
But I guess, you know, it's probably, you know, personal. Maybe she's had an incident where, you know, certain things have happened against her will, but, you know, that's the thing. So I suppose, I mean, the whole Me Too thing, you know, it was from people's personal experiences, and obviously, you know, there's some people who are hashtagging and think, oh, but then some people are not willing to actually tell the story. You know, that's the thing. You know, some stories people find easier to talk about, and then there's some stories that people would rather not talk about, but at least they're putting it out there that, you know, I've been, you know, a victim or whatever it is. But some stories are easy to tell. Some people, you know, some stories are quite hard to tell, but it is what it is. And, you know, as a woman, I feel, you know, quite strongly about it, that, you know,
I feel very strongly about it, but I wouldn't want someone representing the cause to be necessarily someone that's known for sleeping with half of Hollywood, if that's indeed the case. To me, it would question the credibility. And then for those people who are perfectly innocent, who haven't done anything like that, who this situation just arose in a totally awful situation, then it makes them look, I don't know, it devalues.
She can sleep with whoever she wants. I mean,
she
if
can.
She wants to be a slut, or, you know, or whatever. That's her business.
It is.
I mean, I don't think that should really diminish her ability to be able to speak on being, you know, like, forced to do stuff she doesn't want to do. I get what you're saying, but I don't think that she should be restricted from speaking on.
No, she can say what she likes. It's how personally I would perceive it. That she can say what she likes. She can do what she likes.
Yeah.
But I just feel that myself and maybe lots and lots of other people may go,
I just think there's a double standard with a lot of this stuff. Yeah. You have things like I had a lady. I was back in the States for Christmas, and this woman in the drive-through says, "Here's your change, and go ahead and pull up, handsome." Now, if I said that to her,
you're in trouble.
I'd have been fired. They suing.
But you know what
McDonald's,
it is?
You know, I just wanted an egg McMuffin. You know, and now
it's almost seen, and this is not my opinion. It's almost seen like you should be grateful a woman has told this to you, and I don't agree with that. I'm not saying you should be. Well, it's nice to get a compliment, but yes, you're absolutely right. If a guy that said to me, you know, gorgeous or something, personally, I wouldn't have an issue with it. I wouldn't take umbrage to it. I'd smile and go and wink at him.
But society says that you have to have an issue with that.
Yeah, well, I personally wouldn't.
You're supposed to be up in arms over that.
No, I think it's a pleasant compliment. As long as they're not then looking down your top and leering over you.
One of the classic examples though of recent times is you know the prisoner who his mugshot went viral. Jeremy Meeks. And the amount of comments that were going through on Facebook. Obviously, his picture gets posted on Facebook, and women are saying, "Oh yeah, I'd like to arrest him," and all this kind of stuff. And if that was a woman, and it was the exact same, and guys were saying, da, 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 each and every single one of them would have been pigs.
Feminists would have been coming out of the woodwork with just.
Totally agree.
I suppose. I mean, double standards.
It is double standards. Yeah, of course. They always will.
They're there. I can't go up to a woman and be like, "Yeah, you look good." I can't even say that without being in trouble. And it's all in how you say it too. Like what you said, I can say, you know,
you're looking well.
Yeah, you look good.
Yeah.
You're like, "Hey, you look good." You know, it's all in the nuance. It's all in how you say it to somebody. But, you know, like...
It's all about intention and how it really is. I think it comes across in a sleazy manner or not.
Yeah. A lot of times these people, I think that's how they end up in these situations. You're right here with somebody at a bar, and you're talking, and they're doing whatever they're doing or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're told that these are the signs that whatever is getting ready to go down.
Cosmopolitan told you.
Right. So it's like, I read 100 Ways to Please the Man by some woman, you know? So I'm following the book. And now I'm in trouble. I have to have like a consent. You have to ask if it's okay if we have sex before you have sex. You have to now. Is it okay?
Really?
Yes, you have to. Otherwise, I've raped you.
Doesn't that take the spontaneity away?
So she didn't say yes, though. So if I'm in court...
Well, she didn't go, yes, yeah. Oh, okay.
If we're in
that
court,
doesn't count.
Did you get consent from her to have sex with her?
Really?
No.
Oh, God.
Did she say yes that you could enter her? No. Right.
Doesn't it just bring it down to like real mechanical kind of...
I'll be mechanical before I'll be in prison.
But isn't that sad? Isn't that sad?
No one's going to ask you in prison.
No
one's asking you in prison.
It, right?
They're just going straight in. No one's asking you in prison.
No, you're getting pushed in on day one. So it's not something that I want to be a part of. You have to definitely ask. Sometimes you got to ask during. Is it still okay? Get off of me. I wasn't enjoying it. You couldn't stop. You know, that's what you're going to get.
Yeah.
That's what you're going to get. Like Genuine. I don't know if you know who Genuine is, the singer.
Yeah.
He's in Celebrity Big Brother right now.
So he's getting slammed right now because he refused to kiss this transgender person.
Yes. But I think the point is, did he refuse to kiss her because she's transgender, or because he just didn't want to kiss anybody that wasn't someone that he really fancied or was close to him? There's two different things.
House, they tried to make him kiss someone who's...
No, not make him. I don't think it was make him. It wasn't a task, was it?
No. It was happening.
Yeah.
And he was like, put your brakes on.
Yeah. Which is everyone's right to not kiss anybody.
Exactly.
Yeah, why is he I don't understand.
He's transphobic. That's what they say. He's transphobic because he wouldn't kiss his
He might just be germphobic.
That's what I said on my podcast the other day. You might have had that little white stuff on there. I don't want that on my face.
It doesn't matter who that is. Who knows?
Well, he's getting slammed. So if that was the flip side, that would never happen. Never, ever, ever happen.
No. Remember the Spice Girls with Prince Charles? Do you remember? Oh, now I'm showing my age. The Spice Girls were in a line. Well, no, but in a lineup after I think it was the Palladium show or something like that, and Jerry grabbed a kiss from him. I mean, that's not obviously protocol. You're supposed to curtsy or whatever you're supposed to do and look very meek. And she went in for the smackaroonie and she got it. And everyone just thought it was cheeky and funny and, you know.
Yeah, women can get away with a whole another level of stuff that men can't get away with. If you ever go into a strip club where there's men dancing, they get away with a whole lot more stuff than any cocktail wait.
Oh, yes.
Just like that. Mm-hmm. Way more. We can't even come to too close and touch a woman on a stage at a strip club. And these women they're grabbing butts and biting ass, doing all kinds of stuff. No problem. Bouncers going, you know, and it's like
some women are wild.
I go like this, I'm getting my ass kicked. I'm in the alley, you know. Yeah. It's not. I don't think that's cool. So Oprah did this speech. I don't know if you saw it or not. Yeah. Some people think she might run for president.
I love Oprah. I mean, I just love her. So
you'd vote.
The
for
world
her.
is crazy enough that she could win.
Donald Trump, yes.
That's what I'm saying. The world is crazy enough that.
So let her run.
Oh yeah, and she should, if she wants to, she should go for it.
Yeah, why not?
But we're entering a bit of a strange time.
We're entering celebrity politics.
Celebrity politics, and no one actually knows the ins and outs of actual politics. They're just running because it's almost like a popularity
their puppet
contest.
masters behind the scenes, maybe.
So suppose Kanye West can be the Republican and Oprah can run for the Democrat.
Yeah. And then we just need a Kardashian.
Well, you got a Kardashian if Kanye runs, and you've already got that. Yeah. So I think that a lot of this is really built on popularity. That's how Donald Trump got in. So and then we knew who he was. So you know you're not surprised by the type of stuff he says. Same thing with Oprah, but I don't think that she's really the answer. I mean, she's not gonna.
She's not the answer. But I do like her.
What about her do you like for president, though? I mean, to run a nation.
I think but then...
Is it just your attachment to, like, the feminist movement, and she's empowering, she's a woman?
No.
Or is it because of something that she's said or done in particular?
I personally find her pretty inspirational. So that's what I like about her, man, woman, whatever. As I find many other people inspirational. It's just that we're mentioning Oprah right now, and she's the one that gave the speech. But no, I'm not saying that I would say that she was necessarily 100% qualified to do the job. But then in history, that's been the way always.
Neither is the president that's there now.
So I'm kind of saying why not? But I just like her as the person that I see portrayed. I don't know her personally. But
I think it's probably all desperation that anything but Trump, will take anything but Trump.
Yeah,
the bar is so low that it's like it can't get worse now. It doesn't matter who it is; it just can't get worse. So how can we just be less bad than we are on the world stage? Like at the moment, they're just it doesn't look good.
No, it doesn't.
Well, Oprah's pretty polarizing, but I mean, Donald Trump, that goes back to that double standard again, because he was saying grab him by the pussy. He's talking about sexually assaulting women and nothing's happened to this guy. Yeah. How come nobody's going after him?
I think, even Trump probably didn't think he'd win anyway, but I think the people that he sort of like was speaking to were, if you think about, the majority in terms of, people who are going to go out and vote, they were probably, people who felt it was now their time, and having Obama didn't do anything for them. So I think just that change from, Obama to Trump, that's what some people I think, were rallying for. But now, everybody's just looking and thinking, what the hell did we just do? And what the hell did they actually do? Because, all those little things that he was doing or saying, even being recorded, saying all sorts of things, didn't have an impact at all. It's just like, the same thing as something like, Brexit, where probably people think, actually the exit vote was going to win. But because, the way it was all over the place and the masses kind of got behind this, let's get everybody else out, blah, blah, blah. We want our country back, this, that, and the other. That's what, won the vote. So I think that's what probably won Trump. But now, what is he doing with it?
Causing chaos. Causing chaos. Chaos we'll talk about on Friday's show. But but why do you think nobody does anything about it though? Why is it, do you think, that he gets away with this?
Because he does so many crazy things that you can't keep up. It feels like a week since like the last crazy thing that he did, when it might be like an hour ago. He does so many things and takes your attention away in so many different ways.
But this is the movement, though, right now. This is what's happening. The Me Too movement, and you're the leader of your nation.
But when it is the Me Too movement, and then someone, for example, turns around and says that people from Haiti all have AIDS, and people from Nigeria should go back to their huts or whatever it is, and African countries are shitholes, you can divert lots of different people's attention.
Those are all opinions that he has about things that are existent versus actions that he's actually done, which are a part of this massive national hashtag, really global movement. So I think it's something that's bigger than that. But I don't understand why nobody's taking him to task on it, why he's just gotten away with it. I get the other stuff, but
probably too embarrassing now to, not be behind the leader. So there was always going to be somebody who's going to protect him in a way, and oh no, it's never happened. That's the thing. So that's that whole control issue, and also the people behind him. So if the people behind him were, seeing things through the eyes of everybody else, then they would actually think,
well,
this has got to stop. That's the thing. You see, so the people behind him are trying to protect Trump for whatever reason. But if the people behind him are actually thinking, this
probably
actually,
money.
there's got to stop. Like I say, if someone's daughter who's behind Trump had, been affected by this whole issue, then they'd actually be in a position to think, something has got to be done. But at the moment, everybody's trying to protect whatever position they're in for as long as they can protect, until Trump does something that's absolutely, catastrophic, that he just has to go. All these little things, they always just try and dampen down the effect, dampen down what he said. No, it didn't happen, or he didn't mean this, blah blah blah. And then that's how I think they're just trying to cushion Trump and just hoping he serves his full term at some point.
I'm surprised nobody's tried to take him out yet.
I was just about to say, or someone assassinates him. I was really surprised, to be honest, that nobody has, but not that I'm advocating anything like that.
Louise, hitman for hire over here. So what happened with Bill Cosby? Because he was really the one that started that situation, started all this, and we dragged him through the mud for years. And then hung jury or whatever, no decision made. Now Bill Cosby's nowhere to be found. Nobody talks about Bill Cosby. No charges have been brought up against Harvey Weinstein.
Really?
I don't think so.
Well,
He's
still out there.
He's out there doing whatever he's doing. And I mean, do you really think that he really cares that he doesn't work ever again?
No.
Harvey Weinstein is, how old is he? Like 70, maybe?
Late 60s, 70s, something.
Let's just say he's 60. And we know he's not. He's 60.
He's still good. He
doesn't have to do anything.
No.
Yeah.
So you need to go away. Same with Bill O'Reilly on Fox News. Bill doesn't care. Well, he cares, but he doesn't have to work ever again. That guy made tens of millions of dollars a year to do his show every night, and they paid him off to leave.
Yeah.
So he made millions, and then of course he writes a book, so he's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen with all this? Are women going to eventually have to come together and take over the world and start running everything? I mean, because if you think about it, who's opposed to someone having control over their sexual activity, I guess, their sexuality? No one. I would assume that no one's going to say, you should be able to be raped. You should be able to be raped. I don't agree with her for saying, this shouldn't happen. So that's all women, I'm assuming. Everyone is going to support Me Too on the female side of that ticket, right? And then you have the sensible guys that exist in the world. You're going to get the vote from every gay man straight away. And then you're going to get the vote from every guy that's got a brain cell in his head that's not, whatever. So is that the next move then, or what? Whereas women are just going to start running for president and take over the offices, and they're going to start making all these new rules. And
I think it's not necessarily
I don't say that. I don't say that damn, they're going to be running stuff.
No.
I mean, you might need to do that. You need to do that.
The thing was just just being able to voice what was happening, and kind of try and get a change of position, so to speak. So, for example, the actresses or whatever, they felt they had to go with whatever was going on. Otherwise, they'll be blacklisted, which actually was happening. If they didn't go along with it, then they'll be blacklisted and they can't get into anything major, and that's what actually was happening. So somebody should be able to come as an actress, and their credibility as an actress should be able to get them the parts that they need. I think that's what women are probably trying to get to, that I should be able to get the part that's appropriate for me because I'm good at it, not because at the end of the day I was able to kind of do what I do want to do, so that I wouldn't get blacklisted. Because obviously the word gets round, this actress did that, blah blah blah, and those are the men who are in power. I think that's the thing, that the men are at the top of the food chain and everybody else is just scrambling trying to get somewhere. So as long as those people are at the top of the food chain, they're holding all.
So that's exactly my point,
so
though. That's the exact point that I'm making. So is it going to be to the point where women are just going to be, well, we need to vote him out? Like the guy at Fox News, the CEO of Fox News, Roger Ailes, he's gone. So then what happens? He got kicked out for sexual harassment. So then who can you put in that position?
No, I think at the end of the day, just stop harassing women.
That's not going to happen.
That's what it is.
That's not going to happen.
What it is.
Yeah.
Listen, the problem is with that, just primally, our instinct is to procreate with women. Hey, women. Yeah. Women.
That's fine. But and at the end of the day, like for example, let's say a situation where people have a one-night stand. You have women who love to have one-night stand. Nobody's going to stop them. That's their thing. But it doesn't mean that because there's some women out there who like to have one-night stand, then I should be approaching every woman to see if if that's their thing. So I think the main thing is just stop harassing women. As far as your instinct is to procreate or whatever it may be.
But I can't stop harassing women if I'm looking for a one-night stand, and I know that there are women out there that are down for the one-night stand. So how do I ascertain
how do you
which ones?
Right. Go on Tinder.
See, but that's so that when you're out, but when you're out,
tattoo on your forehead that says
scarlet letter. So at least got that. See, this the one-night stand scar on my forehead, ladies. What's up? So get you one of these and holla. So no, but I mean, how else can we tell? I mean, I have no way of knowing. So I mean, I'm let's just say, for example, hypothetically, I'm single and I want to be out there and I want to go out and meet a woman, right, or a man, or whatever your situation is, or whatever you're into. So how far can I even take? Just, am I supposed to just get the number and go home? I mean, because anything beyond that, especially because we just met, what happened to the drinks?
You should get the number and go home and then think about it and then decide on a date and woo them.
It doesn't always happen like that.
Yeah, and then I'm sat at home just like, wop, 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 and I got nothing. I spent all my money on drinks, and then I got to start that cycle over and over and over again. So
if that's what it takes.
So as the way we work is changing, the world is changing, so we're just going to have to get on with the program.
Right, so you're going to have to put more women in power then.
Yes.
I think we also need to, though, the law, too many people before were able to basically buy their way out of it. Because for all of these women that have come out, there must be hundreds that are out there that can't say anything, and their story has basically been kept quiet because someone has paid them off and basically stopped them from talking. So there now needs to maybe see some sort of change in the law where if a woman accuses a man of sexual harassment and the man goes, like Bill O'Reilly settled the case for $32 million, it should be legally that if he does that without any sort of trial or anything like that, then he's just admitting guilt. In the same way that pardons...
It doesn't matter though. You're guilty in the court of public opinion. You're guilty. You're labeled for life anyway.
Yeah, but they need to be actually labeled as because
are though, more or less.
But no one finds out.
No one ever said prove that Michael Jackson had sex with any kids. Michael Jackson will always be known as he touched them kids. He had Ferris wheels and giraffes and monkeys and shit. He touched those kids, and we don't know. We weren't there. It's far less work, money, a hassle, negative press for him to just say, here's $1 million, go away. Yeah, I had you at my house. I had all this dope stuff for you to come over and play with, and then you try to make it out like I was trying to touch your son or you whatever. Very easy to just pay him to piss off.
Yep.
Far less trouble.
Yeah, but you should be, but if someone's actually done that, then it shouldn't be as easy to just be like, here's $1 million, see you later.
But you get into the slippery slope of them
But you
just
won't
coming
know
up
if
to
they've
you
really
and just,
done
and again, well, yeah, I was there and Liam was there and nobody else was there. So it's my word against yours.
Yeah.
You're rich and famous. Would you want to drag this out for months and months and months, or would you just pay me off just to say, okay, obviously you just want some money. Here's a little bit of change. Go buy yourself a new wardrobe and go away. Then you're in that boat that you want to put those people in that have done the payout. Even though you know you didn't do anything, but you can't prove that you didn't because I was there and you were there. And of course, you're the big celebrity and I'm just nobody. Right? So you just kind of have to see, I see it from both sides because I've lived in LA and I used to work at a hotel and I seen producers like, hey, you want to be in my film? And I was like, I'm an actor too, goddammit. And they don't care.
Yeah.
They after the chicks. And this girl's like, I'm in law school at USC. I don't want to be in your soap opera. Oh, you'll be really good. Now. She don't want to be on the TV. But he doesn't care. That's his transaction.
Yeah, cool.
That's what he's using as currency or leverage to buy the sex or whatever it is. I can get you on TV.
Yep.
And most girls would be like,
sign me up.
Legs open. As soon as you say that, let's party.
I don't know about most girls, but
And you've never been to LA before.
oh, you mean LA girls? Okay.
I'm talking about
Not
people that
most
are out
girls.
there trying to act. Yes.
Okay.
If you're offering them something like that's what they're trying to do. I often joked, I'm like, God, I hope this producer at this audition is a woman. And I hope she's just ugly and just wants me, and I'm going to give it to her because I got to get in this film. I got to get in there. I didn't care. So if you were presented with that as an actual opportunity, which most women are presented with sex on a daily basis, you're probably going to succumb to that. I think you're going to do it.
But if you were just saying you at one point would have been happy to do that, right?
Jokingly, but to an extent. I mean, I'm a guy. I like sex, and if you're gonna trade me a role in a film for something that I'm gonna give you
and maybe
anyway,
there's women out there that love sex and would do it because they might. I'm not the people that have come forward and said they had things forced upon them, but there may well be women out there that see that's a transaction and hey, they're fine with it too.
I'm not suggesting that they aren't. I know that they're out there, but I think that gets back to what we were saying again. How do we know that, you're saying don't approach me and speak to me in a certain way, but I know that those leg spreading chicks are out there with jobs. I know. Are you one of them? And then you're like, oh my God, and then you get offended and then whatever. You're going to ruin my career type thing, so they don't say don't do anything. But
and you'll probably get in trouble just for asking that. Because they'll be like, oh, that's what he was basically trying to suggest and force himself on me. Even though you're just asking, like, look, I don't want to get in trouble. I just want to know, what is this? What are you trying to offer me, and what do you want from it? Maybe
we should develop a questionnaire and just hand it
there
to the person.
There needs to be an online questionnaire.
An app. All you app developers out there, I want 10%. I don't know how much percent they want.
People in your area.
Yeah.
Like you do with the other things. Is it Tinder or one of them checks people in your area?
Like a green light thing. Red means amber means green means
we'll all be walking around like this. Yeah.
Like Pokemon again.
God.
It's a green one.
Then you go up and go, oh, no, perhaps not.
So I don't think that anything's going to really change until you really, like we said, you have women in power and control of like these video game companies and the film distribution companies and all that stuff.
So what does that say about men?
We are who we are, though. I mean, I'm not saying that all men that.
Yeah,
not all men don't act like that. Enough of them do, but
then that's the thing. I think sometimes men just use it as an excuse that I'm a man, I am what I am. But that doesn't mean you can't exercise control.
Integrity.
Just because you're a man doesn't strip you of your self-control.
No, of course not. But you have to think about this now, because of I'm only focusing on the entertainment industry because that's what's focused in the media. Obviously, it happens everywhere. But if you're a celebrity or a pro athlete and you go somewhere, women are throwing themselves at you all the time. All the time. I mean, all of the time. What Eddie Murphy said he had.
Too much pussy. Pussy be falling out my pockets and shit. Walking down the street, I say, oh, watch your step, that's mine.
So everywhere. So how do you then determine that? How do you separate the two? Like, how do you then approach somebody because they know who you are, and you can't even really just go up to them and just be like,
No.
hey, you know, you want to.
Which is why most
Shoot some pool?
celebrities stay within the
Oh no, they absolutely do stay
celebrity
within
fold,
there.
because you know, at least they all know where they are, and they've made the money or whatever. They're not necessarily after that, but
So for the rest of us that aren't celebrities, we're just screwed then.
Yeah.
We
Pretty
can't
much.
say nothing, do nothing.
Exactly.
Stay at home.
Keep who you got.
Don't look at anyone.
That's why all these robots are going to start coming out. All these synthetic androids, sex dolls, and stuff like that. See, the women are just like,
That's freaky.
and the guys are like,
I don't know though.
yeah.
As long as they do some great male versions, that's.
I think we'll just be obsolete before you know it. Either way, nobody's going to be interested in anybody.
Then AI comes along and the female robots have an uprising and they decide that they're not having it either, and then we're all just back at square one.
I think eventually they'll just start eradicating us in general. Anyways, that's a whole nother show. But definitely they'll start to realize
It's an
that
idea for a film.
we're
actually,
the
so we just
problem.
need one of you.
We're the problem. We're gonna just annihilate you all. So, Ace Threads, what's going on with you? Promotions, what do you got going on? Anything special? Tell us what's happening, because we gotta wrap this up and get these people back to their lives.
At the moment, it's taking a bit of a backseat while I basically get back to the drawing board and do some new stuff. I might do a bit of a rebrand, but just keep an eye out. Keep your eyes open, eyes and ears open.
Mr. Lorraine, where can people come check you out? What's going on? I hear you're trying to do Fringe.
So yeah, I've got a TED Talk in Kingston. Unfortunately, it's sold out this Saturday, the 20th, and I'm also going to be at the Edinburgh Fringe, the 13th to the 25th of August, at the Space venue. Yeah, so Mr. Lorraine is coming to the Fringe, and the show is self-entitled. So yeah, I'm quite excited about that, and I'll be just doing a bit of stand-up comedy here and there, a bit of rapping, a bit of everything really.
We had to come check you out. What's the TED Talk about?
The TED Talk is Mr. Lorraine, just about, you know, my voice and how I'm always, you know, mistaken for a man, and so I'll be just basically, you know, asking questions about assumptions that people make, you know, just because I sound like a man, does that make me a man? You know, that sort of thing, you know. Some of the men are quite jealous because my voice is sexier than theirs. So I think that's why.
Yeah, this is going to be great when we take the video out and just put it up on iTunes. They're going to be like, damn, that was a woman on that time? You got to clarify. I was wondering when he said Mr. Lorraine.
Yeah, so that's the thing, yeah. But yeah, it's exciting times. See how it goes.
Well, good luck with the TED Talk. And Fringe, that's huge. You have to let us know, follow up with us on that one. Mary Louise, what's cracking?
Well, I'm going ahead with my usual presenting, hosting in the fashion music industry and pretty much everything. But I'm also got Star People Management. Check us out at Star People Management on Instagram. And you can find me at Mary Louise Chandler Official on Instagram as well. So working with some lovely collaborations coming up with Jethro Sheeran, who is Ed Sheeran's cousin. I'm going to do some work with him. And I've got a fantastic young fashion prodigy, Josh, designed by Josh, a 12-year-old boy that's designing women's clothes, and is going to be on the catwalk at London Fashion Week. And various other artists that are working with me, and I'm having a ball, to be honest. I'm really enjoying it. It's very varied. So yeah, having a good time.
Wow, I don't have anywhere remotely close to as much as going on as that, but tune on the v3tv.uk, tweet us, is that what it is? Tweet us? Hit us up on Twitter, V3TV Network, Instagram, V3TV, I don't know, I don't have anything else to say. See you guys later. Thanks for coming in today. That's what I got to say. I appreciate my panel.
These ones or these ones?
Saw an episode of Intervention. And I know I'm fine.
Illinois, Mr. Robert Bobby McNeely. He is going to join us tonight.
Hi everyone, welcome to the show. My name is Elaine Zhang, and today I am here with Eli Seal, documentary filmmaker.
I need more. Welcome to The Only Way is Linda. Today I have a really special guest here.